Good afternoon everyone. My name is Tulasi Raghupati, metric number 01DDT23F1010. So today we want to present about problem-based task of DFP 30243 object-oriented programming. Okay, the question is, you have been asked by your academic advisor to construct a polling system to select your class representative. In the process of developing the system, you must apply and use variables and operators, input and output stream, branching statement, array, class and object concept, which is inheritance and expectation handling mechanism. Your program must have at least this requirement and specification. Firstly, candidate registration, and then voters registration, and then polling process, polling result, and finally all of the above functionally. Code should be written in their own dedicated class. The project description of this case is, the class representative polling system is designed to facilitate a fair and efficient selection of a class representative within a classroom setting. This system allows students to register as a candidate, enroll as a voter, and participate in a voting process to elect a representative. The system automates various tasks involved in a polling system process, including candidate and voter registration, vote casting and result tabulation, while ensuring data integrity through exception handling mechanism. And then the system is implemented using Java programming concept, including variable, operator, input output handling, branching statement, array, classes and object inheritances, and exception handling. A structured object oriented approach ensures modularity and ease of maintenance with dedicated classes for ease functionality. Additionally, exception handling safeguard against potential error like invalid input, division by zero, or out of bound array access. Okay, now I want to explain the coding. Firstly, the code imports the Java util package, which provides utility classes such as array list and list. These are essential for managing dynamic collection like candidate and voters in the polling system. Public class representative the main class, which seems intended to organize and execute the code related to the polling system. The candidate class represents each candidate in the election. It has two attributes, which is name, a string that stores the candidate name, and votes, an integer that stores the number of the voters that candidate has received. Candidate string name, this is a constructor for the candidate class. It initializes a candidate with their name and set their votes to 0 by default. And then increment vote method. This method increases the vote count for a candidate by 1 each time it's called. It's intended to be used each time the candidate receives a vote. And then display vote methods. Display the candidate's current vote count in a readable format. Not only that, static in a class polling system, manage the list of candidate object and a list of voters represented by their names or IDs. For lastly, the constructor initializes two empty lists, which is candidate to store the list of candidate object participating in the election, and voters to store a list of voter identifier, ensuring each voter only votes on.
My name is Kamlesh Kumaran. My metric ID is 01DDT23F1169. So now I am going to present about our coding of PBTOOP. I am explaining about our coding of page 2 and page 3. So for the page 2, we use the register candidates as using a scanner object that will shows the candidate registration. It will print out the name of the 4 candidates name. So we enter the name of candidate, and the candidate name will be stored into the scanner next line, and it will store the candidate's name into the array list. For the register voters, it will show the voters registration and enter the number of voters. So it will converts the loop iterate for specified numbers, and the voter's name will reads in scanner next line, and it adds into the voters list array list. And for the polling process, uh, it will display the polling process that iterates to each voters in voters array list. It will it will shows the list of candidates, and it shows to voter to enter their candidates number by using scan and x line to converts the integer. Okay. So it will print out your name, and please enter the name number of your preferred candidate. So after that, you need to choose the you need to choose your correct candidate name, and if you choose your valid candidate, the votes will be increment, and it will show as a thank you your name you have voted, and you choose the candidate name as your class representative, or otherwise it will show the invalid choice, and please enter a valid candidate number. And then it will display the result as a voting result, and it will name as a candidate and candidates voting results. So in the main, it will create a polling system class that calls register candidate, register voters, polling process, and display the results as a sequence. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jeju Ramsano Program. My ID is 01DD323F1003, and I'm going to explain output for coding 1, 2, and 3. And this is coding 1's output. First, candidate registration and enter the name of candidate. First, Tulasi, second J, third Kamlesh, fourth Tanusha, and voter registration. Enter the number of voter 6 and enter the name of voter 1 Agalia, voter 2 Abhi, voter 3 Ravi, voter 4 Raga, and 5 Kesni, 6 is Neva. Hi, we are going to see the output of coding 2 pooling process. List of candidates: Tulasi number 1, J number 2, Kamlesh number 3, Tanusha number 4. And Aglia, please enter the number of your preferred candidates. And thank you, you have voted Kamlesh. And list of candidates: Tulasi number 1, J number 2, Kamlesh number 3, and Tanisha number 4. And Abhi, please enter the number of your preferred candidates. 3. Thank you, your vote for Kamlesh. And the list of candidates: Tulasi number 1, number 2, number 3, Kamlesh, and number 4. Tanisha, Ravi, please enter the number of your preference. Number 1. Thanks for voting. And this is the output for coding 2. Now for output coding 3. List of the candidates: Tulasi number 1, J number 2, Kamlesh number 3, Tanisha number 4. And Raga, please enter the number of your preferred candidate 4. Thank you. Your vote for Tanisha as your class representative. And list of candidates: number 1 Tulasi, number 2 J, number 3 Kamlesh, number 4 Tanisha and Kesni. Please enter the number of preferred candidates 1. Thank you. Yours vote for Tulasi. And list of candidates: Tulasi number 1, J number 2, Kamlesh number 3, Tanisha number 4. And Eva, please enter the number of your preferred candidates. Thank you. US vote for J.